Piglet by Kinga Lwowska. Chapter 1. Background. Janusz Makkuch, the organizer of Jewish festival in Kraków, told me an anecdote about the pig being killed in a Jewish temple. I managed to forget the details of it, so I asked Gigi for help. The story goes like this. Antiochus IV, a Hellenistic Greek king of the Seleucid Empire, is said to have entered the temple and sacrificed a pig on the altar, an act considered highly sacrilegious in Judaism because pigs are unclean animals according to Jewish dietary laws. This event is part of what sparked the Maccabean Revolt, led by Judas Maccabeus and his brothers, who were determined to restore the sanctity of the temple and Jewish religious practices. After the successful revolt, the Maccabees rededicated the temple, an event commemorated by the Jewish festival of Hanukkah. The rededication involved cleansing the temple and restoring it to its former sanctity. That was yet another thing I didn't know about when working on this book. I didn't know that long ago someone entered the Jewish temple to make intentionally everything dirty with the pig. Like I didn't know when watching Winnie The Poo that my mother knew so long ago in time. The title of my book about her magical practices. I thought I had finished writing this book, at least conceptually. Maybe a bit of work here and there over the consistency, and that would be it. But when I opened the book, Galicyjskim Szlakiem Hasydów by Adam Bartosz, and when I read about women buying from Jewish people who got a post note saying, "This pig bought from a Jew," I was surprised. You can also learn from the book that there was this inscription, Jew the pig, on a house, which was later made into a museum in Dąbrowa Tarnowska. I read further. I read a story quoted in the book, a story that comes from the 18th century diary. It said that Jewish people were kept in chains in pig barns as punishment. So do we keep pigs in chains? If so, these people were kept as pigs and with pigs. I imagine that pigs were walking freely in pig barns and this man was standing between them in chains, having less freedom than even pigs do. He stood among them with limited freedom in a double way. Double, because his scope of the movement was indicated by the size of the pig barn and the length of the chain. Or even in a tripled way, because in such a context, his thinking was modified too. It's hard not to think of what you look at, is it? It's hard not to think of the context we suddenly found ourselves in. That's enough for your mind to spin around. That's enough to evoke fear. It takes as much as playing with people. Playing swine. Have you ever played swine? Because I did, here, in Tarnów, in Students' Club, przepraszam. I call it Sorry Club in the book. I was hanging out with my siblings and brothers-in-law, Michał Kapustka and Łukasz Soczewka, when we threw the heavy ball on the sound. Whoever reached furthest with the ball won the game. I didn't like that game, but the name is catchy, isn't it? That day, they repeated a lot that we played swine. Because when you are Jewish in Tarnów and you want to have a bar in Tarnów, then you must give your guests a game in swine so that symbolically they could play. Well, that itself shows us the position of Jewish people in Tarnów. As for me, the owner of Sorry Club is of Jewish origin, so they had to make a pig barn out of his toilet. In our old Sorry Club, there was an old toilet, old and slightly broken. I remember sitting with Aga Dębosz by the bar and drinking sophisticated drinks served in chemical cubes. We drank it one by one, and we were laughing about the toilet. You know, we didn't want to say anything, but as drunk ladies, it crossed our minds that it was hard to pee over there, especially after alcohol. And it's not that the owner didn't want to fix it. I think he fixed it several times until he probably decided that there was no use fixing it over and over. When I worked at McDonald's, the urinal was broken, and not once I was cleaning urines from the floor of the men's toilet. Somehow girls would keep it clean, only boys left the toilet dirty. They knew I would focus on girls in my book. When clearing flowers at McDonald's, someone almost spat at me. When I rented a room from Isa, she wouldn't flush the toilet together with Magda, and then when you went to pee, you could have a good look at someone else's urine first. When coming home to tell Mom about infection for the first time, I saw a sister of Miss Chilinska peeing on my flat. That means I saw an important gypsy lady peeing on my flat and staring at me at the same time. Today I organized the meetings for LGBT in Sorry Club, and the club changed its address. It no longer is where it used to be. It's still cute and cozy, but a bit smaller though. We always have some sentiment for the place we used to have. So was that only Sorry Club that suffered? No, they make us all. They make us all in the system. So don't let them. Learn about them. Learn about occult practices written in the system and know what tricks and hypnotic anchors you face on a daily basis. Once you know that, then it's easier to walk through life.